Man, I've had this request gearing and ready to go for a while now, and the time is now. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome to Leave Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. Bam. Meh. I'm doing alright. And we are back with Jerry Harrison of the Talking Heads fame. His solo album called The Red and the Black. It was his debut solo album. Came out in 1981. We're doing 2 tracks from it, courtesy of our patron Ian. So thank you, Ian, for your support, my friend. I truly appreciate you. The 2 tracks are Slink and then Things Fall Apart, which is, I think, the big single from this album. I don't know much about Jerry except for his work with the Talking Heads. Like, I've done the full Remain in Light album. I've done some singles and such, and you know, I don't know. I wish it's like they're one of those bands that I wish I could have dived into more, which I guess, you know, I still have the opportunity to do that. But I don't feel like I know them, even though I've done like a whole album for them. Like, that felt like it was probably like an atypical album for them. So I don't know. This is a solo album, so I guess it doesn't really count. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in hearing this because I love the Talking Heads and I want to understand more about them. I feel like I don't. They're one of those bands I don't get yet. You know what I mean? So I guess I gotta listen to more. And I know Jerry was a huge part of their sound and what they were doing. So let's see what we got. I'll link my Talking Heads playlist above me, and I'll leave it at that. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Your boy is in YouTube jail right now, so all the comments, likes, all that stuff, it really, really adds up, and it helps the video because I am hurting right now. They basically just cut you out of the algorithm completely when you've got a copyright strike, so I'm in jail. Help brother out. Send me a care package. All right, Slink, Jerry Harrison. 3, 2, 1, go.
Keep it simple, keep it smooth, let it breathe, keep it smooth.
Stuff we got a heads
In this
vibe.
time of constant action, when you're jarred for your reaction, there's another way of getting through. So many people in a hurry, pushing by you in their fury, trying to get there before you do. If you've ever been through customs or police who say let's bust them, it's the one who rushes who will bruise. You've got to control your panic, slow down, pause and handle it. It's the only way to get on through. So don't you rush it, don't you push it, don't you shove it, don't you lose control. You must keep it cool. You must keep it smooth. Slow down. You ever been in a traffic jam? Have you ever needed a gram?
Yeah, I remember.
I have, but I got over it.
There you go.
I got over it. Some people choose the darkness to imagine who their partner is, or to cover their embarrassment. Well, it's a time of push and shove in both life and in love. But for me, I'll take the afternoon. I don't rush it, I don't push it, I won't shove it.
So good.
I won't lose control. So don't you lose it, don't you push it, don't you shove it, just keep it smooth.
It's so soft-spoken. I love it.
Just take your time. Keep it simple, keep
That That rhythm section is killer, dude.
Keep it simple, and you won't lose. So don't you rush it, don't you push it, don't you shove it.
It feels so minimalistic compared to the head
I
stuff.
won't rush it, I won't push it.
It's like the bare bones of the Talking Heads.
Keep it smooth, keep it simple, keep it cool. Let it breathe, you won't lose. So I don't rush it, I don't push it,
I love the order.
I won't lose control. So keep it simple and keep it smooth.
What a groove that was.
So keep it simple, keep it smooth.
The backup singers did great in that too.
I won't lose control. Don't you lose control.
Like it felt like so minimalistic and sparse, but there was still like a lot of detail of the music being played. That was really cool. Now for the hit from this album, I'm guessing. Maybe anytime now. There we go. Things fall apart. Yes, they do. Sips fighting water. That's the good stuff already.
You said that you'd never be the one to break up. You felt you were just ready to fall down. You thought that no matter what you could take it. You thought that whatever happened we would make up. You felt that you'd never be the one to fall down. You said that you were so steady you could never break down. You said that you never let yourself get shook up from the start. You never let yourself get worked up.
Whoa.
Falling all apart, breaking all the rules. Falling
That
all
bass,
apart,
Jesus Christ.
breaking all the rules. Falling all apart, breaking all the rules. Falling all apart.
How does it feel to have lost your way? How does it feel to have your walls collapse? How does it feel to have nothing to say? Current hits won't quit. Got to break the straps. So convinced
Falling all apart,
of your own point of view in any event.
falling all apart,
You thought you know just what to do, and as the world fell,
falling all
you thought
apart.
you just be fine. That no matter what, you
Falling
could
all
always
apart.
walk that line. So how does it feel to have lost your way? How does it feel
Oh,
to have your walls collapse? How does it feel to have nothing to say?
it's so intense,
Won't
but
quit.
not at the same time. It's almost like King Crimson to it. I don't know how to describe it. What the fuck? You know what this deserves? Funky. That guitar, holy shit, that is so cool.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Let's let it go dance.
How does it feel? 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 How does it feel?
It's definitely burnless. It really is just like the almost like the skeleton of the Talking Heads. So like I guess that goes to show. Hold on, let me put this back on to where it's supposed to be. It feels like half of the Talking Heads basically. Like not the glitz and the glamour of it, the actual like meat and potatoes of it. That's what that feels like. Even though David is obviously a huge part of their sound, and for all I know, he could be on this album. I don't know. I haven't even looked at the personnel list yet, so I don't know. But it definitely was missing that Eno sheen that I've heard the Talking Heads with mostly. It's definitely missing a lot of the over the top, like not well, I don't even know how to describe it. Some of the effects and some of the instruments they use to whatever the effect that they execute with. Sometimes it could be a little overbearing, but that's just like what kind of music they make. That's just the Talking Heads. But this felt like a more, like I said, soft-spoken version of the Heads, and way more laid back, but not instrumentally. Like the instrumental is still as intense as ever at points. But I don't know what the exact word would be. It's like it's a doppelganger, even though Jerry is a part of the Talking Heads and he was a part of their sound, obviously a huge part because you can hear it here. Unless he just took the sound with him, I don't know the exact history of the band, but he really had a good vibe and atmosphere going on here. I think that was like the biggest part, and it just felt like there was meaning to it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know exactly what the meaning was per se. Like, I don't have a meaning, like right off my first listen. I was like really absorbed in the instrumental, but I felt like he was actually saying some real stuff there. You know what I mean? But I didn't catch it all because I was like, ooh, with some of the sounds and just lush soundscapes he was painting there, and he wasn't painting with broad strokes. It was very detailed, but it was still almost minimalistic. It was simple at points, but it was so effective, it's one of those like if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of sounds, and I think that sound would still be relevant today if I brought it back and wrote a song in this vein, like I don't know, I still think it'd be viable today because it almost, I don't know, that early 80s sound, like in the mid 80s as well, there was like this huge new territory to conquer with like the advancement of technology and such, and that's kind of like what happens with music is as time passes, art has to adapt to the times. I said this in a video a long time ago, art doesn't move at the speed of everything else. It could move overnight or it could take a millennia. You know what I mean? Like there's no in between. You don't know. It's just I don't know. Art goes at its own speed basically, and but the 80s were a huge turning point, for the world, for technology, for society. Obviously the Cold War was coming to an end at that point, so it was probably at its hottest actually at that well, no, I guess like the Bay of Pigs and stuff like that, and 13 Days, I'm guessing, or I think that's what it was, with JFK and all that. That's probably the hottest it was, but there's a lot of change happening in the 80s, and there's a lot of things being bought and sold, and that was our souls as well. I feel like that's the time period when it happened. I think the late 70s were the birth of it, like, you know, the disco era and stuff like that. But then the commercialism and corporatism took over in like the 80s and the 90s, and that's why all the evil villains in the movies were, you know, CEOs and like heads of companies and stuff like that in the 80s, and you know, like RoboCop and everything like that. I don't know, like it's I don't know. I feel like we've really gone the wrong way with music, and we need to like go backwards ASAP, or it's gonna get even worse. I promise you, within less than 5 years, probably less than 3, we're gonna have full-on AI artists and AI bands that are people. They're gonna have fan bases. They're gonna have people that love it. Like they're gonna eat it up like it's candy. Like seriously, and it's so. It honestly hurts my soul, man. As a musician, and as just like a music lover in general, like not put that aside, like it's just, man, like what happened? Like there's still great music out there, and I listen to it on this channel every week. New stuff, still great, but I see the future in a way. But most people don't, and the next 5 to 10 years are gonna be absolutely insane. And I don't know, man. I don't know if we're ready for it. I'll leave it at that. I've been talking for way too long. Let's see. It was. So, damn, that was Jerry Harrison on vocals, guitar, bass, synthesizer, clavinet, organ, piano, melodica, and percussion. Wow. So he did everything. Good for him, man. Oh, man, I did it backwards. That's stupid. I'm such an idiot. They're supposed to go the other way. I didn't even know that. I thought they were like separated on the album. No, there are tracks 1 and 2 on the album, but I did it backwards, and I just talked for all that fucking. That's funny. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like it's a concept album or anything. But yeah, Things Fall Apart was track 1, and Slink was track 2. You dumbass. So George Murray was on bass for the first track. Tinker Barfield was on bass for the second track. Bernie Worrell on organ for the second track, which was awesome. I like the highlighting of certain parts of the organ on that. Yogi Horton was on drums for the first track, and John Cooksey was on drums for the second track. And that's it. It was produced by Jerry Harrison, and the backing vocalist was Nona Hendrix, and she also did some writing as well. But I would love to hear more from this album, because this had a great vibe, you know, like it's like so similar to some of the other Head stuff I've heard, but it's also different enough to differentiate itself from it, you know, like it's not the Talking Heads at all, but it's definitely very similar. But that's because it's Jerry, you know, and he basically played in everything except for the bass and the drums. And man, what a talented artist he is to, just like I said, paint these like huge soundscapes in our minds, but it's also executed with very almost like simple intentions, and it's just delicious. I can't get enough. I'd love to hear more. So thank you to our patron Ian. That was a great pick, my friend. Thank you. And if you guys have any other tracks by Jerry you think I should check out, or if I should just listen to the rest of this album, let me know down below. See ya later. Oh, no. See you later. Why won't you let me go?